Hello, happy readers! Today we are reading Knightley Academy. To give you a summary, it's about this kid named Henry and he's a servant boy at the school, and there's not very many people from the school who end up going to Knightley Academy. It's a very big privilege and everything, and nobody has gone in the last like 6 years or something like that. And there's this professor at the school, and he's been taking a big risk at helping Henry educate himself and to make a better life for himself. And so this professor is like, hey, why don't you take the Knightley exam and see if you can get in there, because I believe in you and I believe that you can do this, and just that, you know, do something with your life, get out of the kitchen, you know? And so he takes it along with all these rich kids and their upper class and upper crust and all that kind of stuff, and they're like, you don't belong here, but the examiner, he's like, no, let's take a chance. And they actually open up the exam to other commoners. So there's Adam and Rohan, who end up being his roommates because, I mean, they're commoners, and I guess that's just how it all worked out. And they know that they're not gonna have the best time at Knightley Academy just because they are, you know, like I said, commoners. And they find out that they're not just only being discriminated against, but they're also like getting tormented by some mystery force, and they think that it's this one person, and they think that this one professor, and they find out that it's like somebody totally different that they trusted in, and it's really an interesting story. This book is kind of historical and a little bit political and a little bit of mystery. And by political, I don't mean that she was like shoving things down your throat. It was like, okay, let's talk about commoners and how kind of like a class system in different places work. In this book there is a north and a south, and the north is very much like they're so into class systems even though they say they aren't, and they treat the poor really badly, and the rich, you know, they want them to thrive. In the South, they're a little bit more, I guess, free-thinking and democratic, I guess you could say. So pretty much Violet Haberdasher is just showing you these extremes and like how lucky these guys actually are for getting into this school and making a better life for themselves. I enjoyed this book a lot. It was actually a quick read. I got a little bit intimidated because of the size, but I actually got through it in a couple of days, and it was a very interesting read. I thought that it was very, like, good pace. I liked the pace. The storyline was pretty good. I liked the characters. The characters were, like, relatable, but they weren't stereotypical. Like, I thought that since they were mentioning, like, servants and, you know, commoners and stuff like that, they were just gonna have, like, some stereotypical characters. And yeah, there were some, like, bad guys, but, they weren't the usual kind of like, oh, we're being bullies and this is how we are, and the end. There was actually like some really surprise twists in some of the characters that I thought were very interesting. This one definitely sets itself up for a sequel. It's coming out this year actually. It's called The Secret Prince. I also like this book because it had this like, I guess like a Victorian feel to it. It was like, it's not historical fiction quite, but it's like on the front it says steampunky, and yeah, that's kind of like bringing the old into the new, like into this kind of generation or whatever. And I thought that was very neat that they had like castles, not castles. Did they have castles? It was, I don't know if Knightley Academy is a castle or just a house. I thought that was really neat that she brought stuff from like the turn of the century into this book, and just like the school she created and the world that she created. I thought Violet Haberdasher did a really good job. And so yeah, I rate this book a 5 out of 5, just because I liked it a lot, and I thought it was very enjoyable and very entertaining. And yes, I know she makes videos on YouTube under the synonym Robyn is really funny, and she's awesome, and I'll put annotations and links and all around. So yeah, I hope you have a great day and keep reading.